Yo, what's going on, man? Today is February the 14th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. Let me just fix my display real quick, and then we can actually go ahead and jump into it, man. It's a big card for today. 13 games on the board. I did break them down as much as I possibly could. Not feeling the greatest today. A little under the weather after I did the morning show earlier this morning, but we still gonna get through them, man. We still gonna get through them. I appreciate everybody for joining. Hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And definitely, turn the notification bell on so you guys do know when I go live as well. We're going to jump right into it. Give me 1 second. We're going to jump right into it, man. Like I said, a bunch of games on the board today. Got some notes pretty much on every single game. So we'll go through them. A couple plays that I made and a couple that I'm looking towards as well to making. So let's jump right into it, man. And I did end up going 1-3 yesterday. I talked about this morning. It sucks to do a recap when you don't have the greatest day, but it's all about being transparent. I ended up taking just the two plays at the top before the show, which I was on Milwaukee yesterday. They laid an egg, and I was on the under, which cashed. But then I also took Miami team total under at halftime, under 120.5. They ended up scoring 123 points. And OKC and Orlando thought the third quarter, was enough points scored, but Orlando never really showed up defensively in that game at all. So that game does go over the total as well. So just a 1-3 day yesterday. Those live plays were half units. So we end up going just minus 1.15 units on the day with the winner earlier. And you guys see the updated numbers as well. So let's get into it for today. First game up, and I do have a player in this game, is the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets. So I'll jump right into it, man. I'm on Charlotte in this spot. I gave out the +6 earlier. It moved back to 7. I don't think it really matters, honestly. I just, this line did open at 7. Pacers were laying 7. I'm sorry, the Rockets were, the Atlanta Hawks were laying 6 as a road favorite, and I can't get behind the Hawks laying points in this spot. I just feel like let me get to my notes for this game specifically. I thought I had them pulled up, but I guess I did not. Let's see. All right, here we go. So Charlotte, this team hasn't been great. They're 7-21 straight up, just 12-16 against the spread at home this season. However, the last couple games, Charlotte is 2-0 straight up and against the spread since that trade, since they made the trade last week. I think they're playing with a renewed energy right now. And like I said, really can't trust this Atlanta team. They both wins that Charlotte got were in the same role as home dogs. They beat Memphis, they beat Indiana. Now they get another fast-paced team, doesn't play a lot of defense. Being the Atlanta Hawks this Atlanta Hawks team just gave up 130 points to Chicago without overtime. And Chicago didn't even have they was missing Alex Caruso in that spot. So I think Charlotte will be able to score. They've been playing very unselfish basketball, moving the ball. And I looked into the numbers a little deeper as well. In the 2 games since the trade, Charlotte's actually 14th in points scored per 100 possessions. They rank 2nd in effective field goal percentage. And we know that they're, bottom 5 offense on the season, but they've been able to score the ball a little bit more. They're limiting opponent rebounds, which Atlanta thrives in that department. Atlanta also has some injuries in this game, which I think, Okongwu being out, they're still going to be missing Clint Capella. The Charlotte team, allowing the 5th fewest points per 100 possessions in those 2 games, in a 2-game sample as well, holding both of their opponents under their team total. They're not fouling, which is something that they were doing a lot. And they're the second best team at not fouling since that trade happened as well. I know it's a small 2-game sample size, but I think that they could ride that momentum into the break. The Charlotte Hornets also covered 4 of their last 5 and 3 straight. And this is their 3rd straight home game as well. So I like this spot for them versus an Atlanta team is just 9-16 against the spread on the road, 3-5 against the spread as road favorites. And the biggest margin that Atlanta has won by on the road so far is actually just 7 points against the Orlando Magic. So give me Charlotte in this spot. I played them. I think the number did change. I want to say it went back up to 7, kind of moved against me in this spot, but I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I think Charlotte keeps this one close, probably a 1-possession type game. Atlanta's average margin of victory on the road, I think average margin in general on the road is like -2. So I don't expect this Atlanta team to be able to win by margin. They're just not playing enough defense for me to be able to lay points with them. So I'm cool with taking a dog in this spot. Let's go to the chat real quick and see if you guys have anything that you're looking at in this one. What's up, Tasha? Appreciate you for being here. Jermaine says, what up? He says, great call on the Miami game under. I got scared, took the Miami team total under, and cost myself a crazy some crazy money last night off a parlay. Should have just played it. Should have just laid it off. Yeah, I mean, you really couldn't tell. Like I didn't expect it to go that way either, Jermaine, if I'm being honest with you. What's up, Brian? He says, let's get paid today. What's up, David? He says, happy love day to the community. Yeah, I started the show this morning by saying happy Valentine's Day, man. I probably should have said it again. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Hopefully you guys are celebrating. He says, let's get to the counter, Chris. Tasha says, got a 3 free bet $100. Need to turn free money into a profit. Absolutely, Tasha. I don't know if it's an expiration date on that, Tasha, but might be some better spots on the board. I mean, it's a big card, but it might be better spots on the board. A little later. Sometime in the foreseeable future, just depending on how much you got on, how much time you got on those bets. Coop says yesterday was a good reminder why I don't go heavy. Don't go too heavy. Why I didn't go too heavy yesterday. Live with the results, live with the results, and determine to bounce back. Chris, drop a like and follow for Chris. Appreciate you, Coop. Estai says, "What's up to the chat? What up, Estai? Appreciate you for being here." Coop also says he likes Trey Mann in this spot, over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I know somebody gave out his points and assists the other day as well. It's a pretty good spot for Trey Mann in this spot. And I'm tripping. I didn't even open up Twitter, just rushing. Let me get the let's get Twitter connected. I can't believe anybody messaged me about it. Jalen Suggs just got ruled out. That definitely does not help them at all. Let's go. So let's do this while we're actually on the show. Y'all bear with me for a second. This doesn't take long, and then we'll get back into it. It's been a long day, man. I'm like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest myself. I'm over here drinking some tea, trying to keep my voice. And I would have a sore throat on a day when we don't have on a day when we had 13 games to cap, right? Like I got to go through 13 games. Shadow says, yo, what you think about Brandon Miller points in this one? He's gonna have a green light. It's really just him, Miles Bridges. I couldn't talk you off. I'm not sure what his usage is, so I won't, endorse it, but it could be a big Brandon Miller game for sure. What's up, Tariq? Appreciate you. He says he likes the Hornets +7 here as well. Brian says he took Charlotte at 6, then again at 6.5. Let's go. Okay, I like it. Tasha says you only got 3 days, Tasha. Oh man, that sucks that you only got 3 days because unless you're betting, college basketball, you're gonna have to bet on some all-star break stuff because it's only day tomorrow and then there's no basketball on Friday. What's up, Raven Ron? Appreciate you for tapping in. Fear Elite. Hope all is well with you as well, my brother. David likes Jalen Johnson double. He says it just sticks out, and I would agree. Jalen Johnson's definitely in a really good spot today, for sure. No Okongwu, no Clint Capella. I can see it being a big Jalen Johnson game for sure. What's up, Chad? He says 1-800 gambler game. He doesn't like this game at all. To each their own, man. I always think that it's everybody doesn't see the games the same, which is why we kind of come together, to talk these games through. Some of the games I'm not gonna have anything on, and people I might think is a 1-800 gambler number type game as well. And I don't say that too often because I think it's so much value, so many different markets we can bet, right? All right, so next game up, let's go to the Knicks, who look like this line is about the same. So the total did go up. It's up to 212.5. You guys see 210 on the board. This was a game that I can't get too interested in it. So real quick, let me just look at the updated injury report. So I talked about this earlier this morning when I did the morning show. Dante DiVincenzo is listed as toss up to play. Same thing with Isaiah Hartenstein. Jalen Suggs just got ruled out. Markelle Fultz and Gary Harris are also out. I talked about this on the morning show. Only way I'm looking in this game, and I know Orlando has been, they're the healthier team on the second leg of a back-to-back. Probably want to get that bad taste out of their mouth after getting mollywopped last night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I still be looking towards the Knicks in this game, man. That's the only way I'd be able to look. I talked about it on the morning show. I just feel like because they got cheated the way they got cheated, and it was blatant cheating in that game. The Knicks even filed for a protest in that game. I just feel like it's a Knicks spot. I look at this Orlando. The Knicks haven't been good by any means. They're 0-3 straight up in their last 3 games, 0-5 against the spread in their last 5. But I look at this Orlando team. They're not necessarily the greatest team on the second leg of a back-to-back. Just 28th in point differential when playing unrested, 2-8 straight up in those games, losing by an average of 10 points. They're giving up 120 points per game. Offensively and defensively, they rank bottom 10. And they foul a lot. 28th in opponent free throw percentage when they're playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. So not good numbers to back this Orlando Magic team in this spot. So it'd be Knicks or pass for me. I didn't play the game. But if I want the Knicks, I do need Hardenstein to be in. I need Hardenstein to be in. I also need Dante DiVincenzo too, because they're already shorthanded without OG Anunoby and Julius Randle. So that's the only way I'm playing this game. Real quick in the chat, let's see. Futon says Hornets beat the Hawks. Let me scroll up a little bit. He says Hornets beat the Hawks 4 out of the last 5 times. I did see that as well. For some reason, they just match up well. Now I do think LaMelo was playing in those games, but it's still, like I already bet. I bet the Hornets already. So it is what it is. Jalen Haynes says he likes Trey Man assists. I can see that. It should be a fast-paced game. Atlanta not playing any defense. So Charlotte props should be live in this game for sure. Chad says what I said. The ref owes the Knicks. I agree. Chasing the bag says he likes Sadiq Bey for the Hawks. I know he played terrible in that game against Chicago the other day. Could be a really good bounce back spot for Sadiq in this spot. Either Sadiq or Jalen Johnson should have a really big game. Brian says Magic let me down. They couldn't shoot last night. I'm going to lean New York with revenge. Yeah, the New York Knicks did get beat at home against this Orlando Magic team. I think that was one of the first games that OG Anunoby missed. Coop says Knicks losing too many bodies for me to back them right now. Definitely need DiVincenzo to have a chance. I would agree here. Chasing the bag says Jalen Brunson going to put 35 on their head. I could see this. I mean, SGA did it last night. I'm not sure if he had 35, but he was getting whatever he wanted last night with elite footwork, and that's something that Jalen Brunson has as well. Markel says, damn, I want the Magic first half, but I guess I can't do that if they have them bad back-to-backs. And what's up to you as well, Markel? Yeah, they're not good on the second leg of the back-to-back. Bet on JC likes the Magic under 3 and he -3, and he took the under 212. This line is moving too. It's getting hit in one way. I don't really see a lot of movement. I think it's coming down to 3 on most books. Futon likes the over 213. I don't really have a strong opinion on the total. Both of these teams playing pretty slow. Knicks defense has been pretty bad recently, even though they did get a under in that game against Houston. I can't get there with the total. Chad says DiVincenzo ruled in on the Knicks. Did that happen? I missed that. Let's see. Did he get ruled in? Jalen Suggs ruled out. I didn't see Dante DiVincenzo ruled in. Maybe he did get ruled in. It looks like they're going to be starting Black in Houston, Franz Wagner, Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. Yeah, the Knicks, those are 2 non-starters. I know Black started, some earlier games this season, but he's not a starter in the NBA. He can play defense. He's not the greatest offensive player. That would make me look a little bit more towards the under in this spot. And I'm not a big Houston guy either. I expect the Knicks to be scrappy. Put it like that. What's up, EQ? Go Young DJ says, how you feel about Paulo assists? I would need to look more into it. I know he's been going over. I think the number's 5.5. He's been getting 6. But this is going to be a slow-paced game. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure if they run the point through him now, since their point guards are going to be out with no Fultz and no Jalen Suggs. So maybe, I'm not sure. Go Young DJ. Best of luck if you get there. Jake says McBride type of day. Could absolutely be a Caleb McBride type of day for sure. Could definitely be a McBride type of day. Jake says, go New York, go New York, go. Tariq says, I'll pass on this, watch and learn. I would agree there. Maybe play something live. Let's keep going. We're not going to spend too much time on this game. We got a lot more games to get to. Next game up, we got Miami Heat in Philly taking on the 76ers. And this is a game that I don't really like. I don't really like this game at all. So injury-wise, Miami, they took my money yesterday, even with Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson, and Terry Rozier out. And then you get them in the second leg of a back-to-back. Also a third game in 4 nights for this Miami Heat team. Philadelphia will be without Joel Embiid, Robert Covington, Tobias Harris also ruled out, Kyle Lowry, DeAnthony Milton, and Nicholas Batum. So they got Paul Reed in the power forward at center. KJ Martin looked like he's going to start at power forward. Kelly Oubre, Buddy Hield, and Tyrese Maxey. Now, watching Philly play that last game, we were on Philly's team total to go under 109.5. At least I was. And they were able to get up and down the floor and push the pace against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would say, much better defense than this Miami Heat defense. Now, don't get me wrong, Miami defense has been playing well, but the spot to me says that this game goes over. I was looking at a trend earlier. It was like second leg. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I think it was second leg of a back. I probably should have wrote it down. Maybe I did write it down. Let me check my my notes on my computer. I got notes everywhere. So it was road dogs, unrested road dogs coming off a win as a dog, 11-3 to the over this season. Says that this game goes up and over to 224. I feel like you just play the total. I'm not trying to fade Miami again. This should be a spot where Philly can win, but Philly, outside of turning up in that last game, they haven't looked that impressive to me. I know, Maxi's been playing a little bit better. Maybe you just bet on Maxi specifically, but this is a game where I'm only looking towards the over, and I didn't play it, but this is one of the ones that's on my short list. Philly and Miami up and over the total. I feel like Philly will be able to score. This Miami Heat team, you do need them to be knocking down threes because that's how they score, a lot of their points. And last night they hit pretty much everyone that they shot. It felt like in that game, on their way to scoring 123 points. So I think, I'm not trusting Philly to be able to get stops. And I do think that, Philly should be able to take advantage of Miami on the second leg of a back-to-back third game in 4 nights. So up and over to 220, I think it's 224 and a half, 225 and a half. That's the only way I will be able to play this one. Philly, Miami, up and over 225 and a half. That's on the short list for today. What do you guys think about this one? Let's see. Estat in here. He says, you know what the move is today. Heat first half, Heat full game plus the 4. And then on the money line, so he's riding back with his Heat, riding heavy with his Heat again after they get a win. And he likes Hero to go over his points, rebounds, and assists again as well. And chasing the bag said it hasn't moved either. Yeah, I mean, the line stayed the same. Tariq also likes the over here. He says he agrees. And Estat says Duncan Robinson over his points as well. Excuse me. And he likes Jaime Jaquez Jr. over his points and rebounds. So some looks given out there. Sounds like over or nothing for me. Sounds like over or nothing for the chat as well. Continuing on, we got the Pacers and the Raptors, and I do have a spot in this game as well. I'm on the Pacers in this spot. Gave it out this morning. I like the spot for the Pacers. Did the line move? Yeah, actually back down to 3.5. I bet the 4. I like the 3.5. I just think the Pacers win this game by margin. I know that the Raptors will be inspired for this game. You guys see Siakam coming back to Toronto for the first time since the trade. I totally get it. On the other side, you got Bruce Brown, playing against his not long-term, but short-term team that traded him for Siakam, of course. So you get a bounce-back spot for both of these teams. San Antonio just absolutely mollywopped the Raptors. The Raptors, maybe they were looking ahead to this game. The Pacers also lost to Charlotte. So maybe they were looking ahead to this game as well. But I like the angle for the Pacers just a tad bit more. So you get the Siakam revenge game. I think that they'll, want to, play well. Siakam, whether you know it or not, he bought a championship. He was on that championship team. I think he's third in rebounding for that team. Like career stats, he's third in rebounding. And another angle that I took outside of the stats, I'll get into the stats real quick. But a quote from Tyrese Halliburton, he said, at some point we have to grow up. We have to at some point as a group, we have got to grow up. He said, I've got to play better. We've got to play better, top to bottom. We've just got to mature as a group. We have to get these we have to win these games. And he was talking about that Charlotte game. So I think, we always look for motivation. To me, that shows me that the Pacers will be motivated in this spot outside of Siakam revenge game. And then you look at the numbers. Last 2 weeks, I was trying to give Toronto a break because, they were without Jakob Poeltl. They were without RJ Barrett, who missed some games, quickly missed, I think, a game or two. But, I mean, no excuse to playing that bad against the San Antonio Spurs. Last 2 weeks, Toronto ranks bottom 5 in effective field goal percentage, short mid-range, long mid-range, all mid-range, and non-corner threes. So they're not scoring the ball at all. Indiana isn't great defensively at any of these shot zones, but they are 7th in effective field goal percentage in top 5 in every shot zone outside of the corner three. So what that tells me is that, Toronto really can't score. And the Pacers, we know they still have the number 1 offense in the league. They've also been trending towards the under because the defense has been playing sometimes not. Toronto bottom 5 in each one of the shot zones that I just kind of mentioned to you guys defensively over the last 2 weeks. And from a betting trends perspective, the Pacers are 5-3 straight up and against the spread as a road favorites this season. You get Toronto as a home dog, just 4-7 as a home dog this season against the spread. Indiana has also covered each game that they've won as a road favorite. So if they win on the road, they've covered each one of the numbers, 5-0 against the spread when they're road favorites and they actually win the game. So the plays is for me. And I also be looking towards the under. Indy is 4-5 to the under. 4 of their last 5 have gone under, and 5 of their last 7 have gone under. Toronto, 3 straight unders. The Raptors are also 8-3 to the under as a home dog. And the Pacers, 5-2-1 to the under when they're road favorites. So they typically play better defense when they're on the road and they're supposed to win the game. So I like the under. Yesterday's number was at 243. When I capped the games last night, it was at 243. It's up to 245. So under in this game is my other look as well. I already played the Pacers plus the 6. I'm sorry, played the Pacers minus the 4. But Indy and Toronto under 245. 245 is a big, big number. I mean, the Raptors haven't scored that many points in a very, very long time. Let's see what you guys like here. Bhutan says under 245 for the Pacers. We got some agreement there. Chasing the Bag says he got the Pacers at 2.5 last night. Yeah, okay. We aligned there. Or 1991 says worried about the Pacers injury report. And they do got a couple guys. I just feel like this is an all hands on deck type of game for the Indiana Pacers. I think, when we look back at the end of the season, this isn't a Toronto team that's going to make any noise. And I think the Pacers know that they, need to win these games. I do see on the injury report that Ben Mather is listed as tossed up to play. I know Miles Turner got downgraded to questionable. And they're already going to be without Jalen Smith and Jalen Johnson as well. Tyrese Halliburton on the injury report, but I do expect him to play. Then on the opposite side, I know RJ Barrett. I didn't go over the injury report, but RJ Barrett was listed as questionable. I'm sorry, as I think he was questionable with for personal issues. So not 100% sure what's going on with Halliburton. Let me get a sip of this tea real quick. Throat sore. All right, let's jump right back into it. All right, so let's go back to the comments real quick. David says Pacers by 1 million, lost to Charlotte, and the break coming up makes this a must-win. I don't know about a must-win, but I agree with this. Says he likes his Pacers today. Raptors fan says Pacers -3 for me, and he's a Raptors fan. I like it. Tariq says Pacers as well. Jake says don't overthink it. A lot of great information. Raptors fan says also like Tyrese Halliburton assist if he plays. Malik says you don't trust the pace or the Pacers defense. What's keeping you off Toronto team total under 121.5? Nothing. I just like the full game under, Malik. And I do think I don't think Toronto is going to score 122 points. I would definitely agree there. I'm probably going to add a couple of these. If y'all watched the morning show, I gave out 3 plays that I like. All small plays, right? I'm not going super heavy. We talk about the motivation of these players. I have no idea how motivated they're going to be. In this last game, a lot of the last games, I think it's only 3 or 4 games tomorrow before the All-Star break officially happens. But yeah, I'm writing down the looks, and I got a couple that I already wrote down. Just stuff that I got on the short list that I might end up getting to the window with. But under 245 or under for the Toronto Raptors under 121.5, I think are both good looks in this spot. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot more games to get into. So next game up, we got the Nets and the Celtics. Be really quick with this one. Celtics can't seem to cover a spread. We talked about this yesterday, and that's why I said it'd be Nets or nothing for me. Probably should have got there with them, even though they were getting smacked in that game and ended up coming back and covering the number. So same 2 teams, different venue, of course, because the Celtics are at home now. Yesterday that game was actually played in Brooklyn. But and the injury report changed as well. I think that's something to make sure we are aware of. So if you don't know, Porzingis didn't play last night. He's off the injury report. Al Horford played last night. He's on the injury report. Jaylen Brown is now also on the injury report, a toss-up to play. And Xavier Tillman and Jaden Springer are still out as well. Ben Simmons also listed as out on this. Well, very unlikely to play for Ben Simmons. So you do get some, and maybe they sit somebody else right before the game start. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that I'm not laying points with the Boston Celtics right now. They've been winning games, and this is the same thing I said yesterday. 8-2 straight up in their last 10, but they're 2-7-1 against the spread. So the line makers are making these numbers a little too big for Boston to cover. If you like Boston, maybe you get in and get out again first quarter or first half because that's the number that they've been covering. They're still very elite in that department, and then for some reason they just don't score the ball as much. They had 2 30-point quarters yesterday, first quarter and second quarter, and then after halftime, I think they scored 26 in the third quarter. So if you like Boston, they covered yesterday in the first half. I think that's the way to play them. They're not even profitable at home, only 14-14 against the spread. But I don't really want to take the points for Brooklyn. They're not covering on the road, just 9-13 straight up 4-5-1 against the spread in their last 10. So they're probably a team that just wants to get to the All-Star break as well. Boston has dominated this matchup, winning 9 of the last 10, but they haven't been covering 1-7-2 against the spread in their last 10. So not a game I'm interested in, but I'd only be taking the points with the dog in this spot. Just thinking, Boston probably doesn't want to win this game by 20. They probably just want to hurry up and get to the All-Star break. So those are my thoughts. Let's see if you guys have anything here. Brian says Celtics first half, Nets full game. Run it back like last night. I can see that happening. Chasing the bag says Halliburton got 20 minutes to play to secure a $58 million difference in his upcoming contract and bonuses in every game. I did see that as well. Yeah, he's going to be out there. And I'm not sure if he needs to, just play that limited amount of minutes, because I was thinking about that. I think Hallie could play more minutes in certain games if they really, really need him to. We'll see how it goes, though. All right, next game up, Bulls and the Cavs. This was a game that I wasn't extremely interested in. Of course, the Cavs just burnt my money the other day, trying to take that Philadelphia 76ers team total under. I did look into this game, though, and let's start with the injury report. So make sure we don't have anything new. So Caruso still listed as a game-time decision, toss up the play. Patrick Williams will still be out. He's missed the last week and a half. And now you guys, a couple guys questionable on the Cleveland side. One of them being Darius Garland, listed as questionable in this game. And then you also got Sam Merrill, who has been playing pretty good basketball, toss up the play. Dean Wade also listed as a toss up the play. He missed that game the other day, I think with an illness, so he could potentially return today. So this number is it opened at 8.5, it went up to 9.5, and they'll come back down to 9. Total goes up from 220.5 to 222. In the head-to-head matchups, and it kind of makes sense based on what I was looking at as well. I was looking at Chicago team total under. I know we just lost on this play the other day, but that's what I wrote down and kind of leaned towards, just because I saw a really strong trend that showed that when Cleveland does lose as a favorite and they open back up as a 5-point favorite or more, they're 11-0 to the under in those games in the last 11 instances. And this dates back to a couple years ago. Also, in the homework that I was doing, this being the 4th straight road game for Chicago, I think that comes into play. Also, final game before the All-Star break. How motivated will they be in this spot? You got Cleveland coming off a game where, they gave up 120-plus points to Philly. Feels like a bounce-back spot. So looking at the shot zones, like how Chicago likes to score versus, how good Cleveland defense is, because we do know Cleveland to be a really good defensive team. Cleveland protects each shot zone that Chicago likes to shoot from. Chicago likes to shoot from short mid-range shots. We know that they don't shoot a lot of threes. They shoot a lot of short mid-range, a lot of long mid-range, and just mid-range in general. Cleveland actually ranks top 10 in every category where Chicago likes to shoot the ball from in the last 2 weeks. Chicago has actually gone under, and their team total has gone under in the 2 previous head-to-head meetings, scoring just 91 and 95 points. So I know that this is extremely low total, but when you think about how slow Chicago plays, how good this Cleveland defense is, how much they want to be, bounce back in this spot, to me, it does scream only Cleveland. I would only be looking towards, like I said, the Bulls team total to go under. I think the number's probably like 107.5. I don't think that they get there. And that's what I lean towards in this game. I just think Cleveland defense plays well. And I'm not worried about Darius. If Darius Garland doesn't play, I think Cleveland defense gets even better. We also got to remember, Cleveland, when they were going on that run, Darius Garland wasn't even a part of that. Him and Evan Mobley came back for the end of the run. They got a better record on the season without Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. So I don't think that means a lot at all. You just put the ball back in Donovan Mitchell's hands, and he's been playing really, really well. So Chicago team total under, the number should be like 107.5. I think is my favorite play in this game. Staying away from the spread, but also trusting Cleveland to bounce back defensively. Let's see. So it looks like we got some injury news. Bogdanovich ruled out. This is Bojan Bogdanovich. So that's I always get them confused. Is that Bojan? That's the Knicks. Okay. Hardenstein ruled out. Dante DiVincenzo all ruled out. Man, yeah, I can't bet the Knicks. Kyle Kuzma is out. Oh, man, that's an under. 233.5. Wizards team total under. I'm about to go run and bet it. Let's see real quick. Sorry, y'all got to excuse me for this. I need that, though. I don't trust this Wizards team to score on the road in general. I think they're 8-2 to the under in their last 10, but especially last game for the break, I gotta find out what this team total at and play that. Let's see real quick. Washington team total is 110.5 on Bet365. I will be at least going to put a couple dollars on that. I need that. Let me just double check that it's still there. Washington. Damn. Let's see. Team props. Yeah, 110.5 minus 115 on Bet365. It looks like it's the best number. Yeah, it's down to 109 on some books as well. So yeah, give me Washington team total under 110.5. I will make that play live on the show. Let's see. Real quick. Y'all bear with me. Let's see. All right, cool. I got it in. Now let me send it because this is still available. Let me send this to the members. No Kuzma. I will take the Wizards not to be able to score in this game. I think it's an under game overall too, but we'll get to that in a second. All right, cool. I got that in. Just wanted to share that with the members real quick for people who are interested. Yeah, I do think the Wizards are going to struggle to score in this game. All right, so appreciate y'all for sharing the news there. Shout out to Edgar. Tariq says he just read that Kuzma had a trade deal to the Mavs, but I did read that as well. He wanted to stay with the Mavs. Jake says the whole Knicks team is out. Caesars won't let me cash out. That's tough. That game feels like it has to be. I mean, I guess you got to take the Magic now. I mean, you can't take the Knicks now. I mean, and I do expect it to go under. Like the Knicks team total to go under. I mean, how are they going to score the ball? What's the Knicks team total? Let's see. Excuse me, New York Knicks. Knicks team total 103.5. God, that's low. I can't touch that. But they could really struggle to score. Orlando should bounce back in this spot as well. All right. Let's see. Dante says Cavs minus 5.5 in the first half. He says they have a 16.3 net rating in their last 5 in the first half. The Bulls are minus 19.4 in the same span. This makes a lot of sense to me as well. Maybe even Bulls team total under in this first spot. Because if you're telling me they have a minus 19.4 net rating in the first half, this makes a lot of sense to me, Dante. Cavs first half, minus the 5.5. Take the first half real serious. Okay. David says Knicks finna pull up a team total of 7. Finna score 7 points. Vaughn says he's taking a break. Markel says I'm definitely on the Magic first half money line. Malik says he likes Mobley tonight over 14.5. Think that he has a great matchup tonight. Bulls under is tempting as hell in this spot. Michael Lee says tease the points. The Pistons and Wizards parlay. Yeah, what are you thinking, Michael? Let me know exactly what your bet would be. Let's keep going. So yeah, my play in this Bulls game, like I said, it'd be Bulls team total under 106. I do think that they could struggle to score in that game, but I like what Dante mentioned in the chat as well. So next game up, I don't really have a lot in this game, man. This could be real quick. Rockets and the Memphis Grizzlies. Just taking a look at the injury report real quick. I know I saw that Scottie Pippen Jr. was going to be out in this game. He's still dealing with something. LaRavia is still out. Zaire Williams is also a game time decision, but I think he's unlikely to play. No, he's a toss-up to play. Same thing with Derrick Rose. This team just really struggles to score the ball. I think they're like bottom 5 and pretty much every offensive statistical category. But Houston, I talked about it the other day. I know that they got a win and they did cover the spread as a home dog, but I can't play Houston without Fred VanVleet. That's just my rule. Amin Thompson and Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., Sengun. I would only be able to look that way. They have a lot more talent on the floor. I think that, if they haven't been road favorites many times, but when they are road favorites, they do cover. As road dogs, they get smoked, but as road favorites, they do cover. I just don't want to trust the Rockets on the road without Fred VanVleet. So I chose to stay off of this game. I chose to stay away from the total as well. Not a game that I'm at all interested in betting at all. Total going up to 18.5. I would only be able to look towards the under. Memphis struggles to score. I do think that Houston can bring it defensively in this game. And the number is actually down to 2.5. So you really just need the Rockets to win by 3. And I think that they can. I do think that they can in this spot. So it'd be Houston minus the 3, minus the 2.5. That's an ugly game. But it'd be Houston minus the 2.5 in this spot. And it'd also be a look towards the under in this game as well. Only way I would be able to look. Jake says Knicks are going to be too small. And Tariq says, I just did a 2-teamer, the Pacers and Orlando. PZ likes the under in this game, under 218 and under 218.5. And I agree with that as well. I think that, even if the Rockets don't play defense, they will bring that up. Even if they don't play, they can't score, they will bring their offense in this spot. So we'll keep it pushing. Next game up, we just talked about this one. Wizards and Pelicans. This line is now at 13.5. Crazy that Kuzma got ruled out and the line didn't even really move. This total didn't move a lot either. 236.5 is what it opened at, and it was already down to 234. You guys see that on the screen. I think it was already down close to 223.5, 233.5 as well is what we see right now currently. So biggest thing that jumps out here is that even though the Wizards are, and I guess you can take it with a grain of salt now because no Kuzma, of course, but the Wizards only 6-21 straight up on the season. However, on the road, they are 17-8. The fourth best covering rate are the Washington Wizards. The Pelicans are in a really, really bad spot, man. I talked about this on the morning show. 4th game in 6 nights. Have played 8 of their last 9 games on the road. They literally had 4 games on the road, came home for 1, had 4 more games on the road, and now they're home for another one. So that's not ever a spot that you want to back a team in. It'd be Wizards or nothing for me. I know Kyle Kuzma isn't in, but it should be a big game for somebody like Denny Avdia. I probably get inflated Jordan Poole numbers, and I'll take the under. This dude isn't serious about playing basketball, and I'm kind of. It's weird to me that the spread is only 13.5, even though Kuzma isn't in. That's really difficult to me. I think Kuzma means more than 1 point to the spread in this one, but I'm off the game. I'm not playing it outside of that team total I just gave you guys. I think the Pelicans can win this one with defense. And if you look at the more recent trends, I've been talking about the Wizards going under. They've been flying under. Outside of that Boston game where Boston just literally wasn't out there, looking like they wanted to play defense. They've been going up and, like staying well below the total. 8-2 to the under out of Washington Wizards, including, both back-to-back games against Philly and Dallas. They scored 113 points. And that's the most points they had scored outside of the Boston game, in their last like 8 or 9 games. The Pelicans, top 10 defensive team, of course. They're also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games, including 3 of their last 4. I do think that the Wizards are going to struggle to score. I don't expect them to score, 107 points in this game. So I like that team total under 110.5, and that's all I got for you guys on this one. Or 1991 says Kuzma out is better for the Wizards. Denny Avdia is on fire lately. Yeah, I talked about Avdia. It'll be guys like Denny Avdia, Corey Kispert that'll get, a lot of opportunity in this game. AOD says Pelicans taking them boys to the woodshed. Fly, Pelly, fly. We'll see how that one goes. He says minus 45. God, it says minus 45, man. Jesus Christ. Raptors fan says playing the Pels first half spread. Hopefully they're motivated, man. I just kind of worry about, especially when you look over there, you're like, oh, man. I wasn't really paying attention to this. I don't know if people watch it, but, we think about the Pistons having the worst record in the league, and they do. The Wizards actually had the second worst record in the league. Like, you look over there, you see the Wizards roster, you're like, man, you see their record, you're like, oh my God, this team don't got double-digit wins on the season. So, 9-41. I think the Pistons went on that longest losing streak in NBA history, and they still got like 8 wins, I think. So this Wizards team is, even though they've been covering, they're terrible, man. So I kind of worry about the Pelicans from that spot, from that aspect. And like I said, not the greatest spot. I do think this is an under game. I know the Pelicans the Wizards like to get out and run, but I think this is an under game. I do expect the Wizards to come out and try to play with, especially those guys getting the opportunity for Kyle Kuzma. I do expect this game to go under. So, like I said, team total under for the Wizards. Let's keep going. Spurs and the Spurs and the Mavericks. We got the Mavs laying 11 points at the crib against the San Antonio Spurs. So the first thing that kind of jumped out to me in this one was I talked about not being able to trust San Antonio in the last show that I did, but they smoked the Toronto Raptors in that one. Even still, just 3-7 straight up, 4-6 against the spread in their last 10. They also don't cover on the road, 13-15 against the spread. But Dallas doesn't cover at home, just 12-17 against the spread. We just saw, an instance where they were double-digit favorites against the Washington Wizards and failed to cover in that spot. Now, San Antonio, don't get it twisted. San Antonio's offense is not as good as Washington's offense, in my opinion. You also, I don't like the spot for San Antonio. 5th straight road game, coming off a 23-point win. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest win that they've had all season. I'd be looking towards their team total under. They're 9-1 to the under in their last 10 games. Dallas also been playing, top 5 defense over the last 6-7 games as well. They had won 5 in a row and covered 4 their last 5 games as well. I'm just not into laying this big number. I do think that Dallas team total could go over in this spot. I think that they could fly over their team total, but just in case they are, like not hitting their shots, I think San Antonio team total under is also in play. Best number right now, because San Antonio's bottom 5 offensively, and if Dallas is going to play the defense that they're capable of playing, to me this seems like a San Antonio team total under, just to kind of stay away from the spread. Real quick, let me see what that best number is for San Antonio team total under is. 115.5. I don't think the Spurs score 115.5 points. I think that number is a tad bit too high. You look at Dallas defensively, they gave up 104 to the Wizards. They gave up 111 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They gave up 108 to the Knicks, 107 to the Brooklyn Nets, 102 to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Milwaukee Bucks were the last team, and this is when they were, really injury riddled. So that's 5 straight unders, that this Dallas Mavericks team have held, their opponent under 115.5. So Spurs team total under would be my biggest lean in this game, but I didn't make an official play. I do like this under a lot. Let's see. Darren says on the Jazz spread and taking the Grizzlies money line for a half a unit. Okay. Chasing the bag says plus 240. Team to score 102.75. This is a FanDuel bet. I've been seeing a lot of these chasing the bag. I like this for Dallas in this spot tonight for sure. Dallas could score. I mean, I think Luka had the triple-double against the Jazz in the first half, but Luka could legit get a triple-double in the first half of this game as well. I think they're going to work this team tonight. Dallas first half, I think, might be in play as well. I know the Spurs are typically, if they play basketball, it's typically in the first half, and then you fade them in the second half. So maybe, if they score more than I project them to score in the first half, and this team total is higher than 115.5, I might come in live if their team total is anything higher than 115.5, because I do expect them to run on the gas in the second half. Or it says Luka might save some energy for All-Star, might sit, or Kyrie. I don't think so. I mean, potentially, but hopefully we would have got that news already. I didn't make a play on this game either, just FYI. Oh, man, this tea's so good. All right, EQ says this might be a get in and get out spot like the Celtics game, and I could see that. But the reason why I disagree, EQ, is because the Spurs one of the worst teams to score points in the second half. So I guess I would slightly disagree just for this circumstance specifically. Next game up, Pistons, and they will be in Phoenix. So both of these teams on the second leg of a back-to-back, of course. Injury-wise, the Pistons do have Cade Cunningham listed as probable. He's likely to play. Quentin Grimes is also listed as out. And then on the Phoenix side, they will be without Bradley Beal. He left, very unlikely to play. He left that game yesterday in the first quarter. I don't think he came back. I fell asleep before that game went off, but I don't think he came back. And then you got Thaddeus Young, the newest signing. I don't even know if he's with the team. He's listed as a game time decision as well. I'm not sure if he's going to play. But Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, all those guys, Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Eric Gordon, all in. So you get the Detroit Pistons as double-digit road dogs again. I know I said yesterday on the show they were 8-4, so they lost, didn't cover less yesterday to the Lakers. So now they're 8-5. I'd only be looking towards the Pistons in this game. This is another game that I'm really close to playing. I think 13 is a tad bit too much. When you think about how Detroit likes to score the ball, it's typically at the rim. And Phoenix not the greatest team protecting the rim. Phoenix is a really good team against the three, but I feel like Detroit should be able to get inside and score the ball. I'm just not interested in laying, double digits. This Phoenix team is not a team that's, wins by margin, at home when they're laying these big numbers. They're actually one of the most unprofitable teams as a home favorite, at home in general. 10-17-1 against the spread at home. And real quick, let me just check and see if they were a favorite, because this is a game that I am interested in. I know Detroit killed everybody yesterday, but I do think today is the day to back them. They also a pretty young team, so I just think that that's a pretty good spot to I don't think the back-to-back is going to affect them as much. So Suns as home favorites this season, 9-14 and 1 against the spread. That's only 39%. They have covered the last three, however. But they only win in those games by average of 4 points. So let's see. What if they're at home and there are double-digit favorites? I should probably did this earlier. Double-digit favorites at home, 1-4 against the spread. They've only covered one time out of 5 games, 4-1 to the over. And like I said, they probably just want to get to the All-Star break. Another interesting way that I looked in this game was we know Sacramento. The Phoenix Suns had to play against Sacramento last night. Sacramento plays with a lot of pace up and down the floor. So I looked at, how teams play after they play against Sacramento if they're playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. Those teams are 1-5 against the spread as well. So all of those numbers kind of point towards, Detroit being able to cover this game. It's the only way I would look in this one. Detroit plus the 13.5 is absolutely the right spot, in my opinion. Don't really have a play on the total. I think, before Detroit made those trades, they were, a little bit better shooting team. And I think that their offense could regress a little bit. But I like Jalen Durham matchup in this spot, especially after, nobody will be on him today because he had a really tough go against Anthony Davis last night. But Nurkic is no AD, in my opinion. So, pretty big game for Cade Cunningham and Nurkic. Detroit also, we got to remember this. Detroit played on the second leg of a back-to-back last week. They were in Portland, and they were down at halftime, I think, by double digits and came back and won that game. Now, of course, Detroit is, Portland is definitely not this Phoenix Suns team. But my point in saying that is that, Detroit is a pretty young team. So probably going to end up getting there with the points with Detroit in this spot. I do like this number a lot for them. A couple more games to get to. Kings and the Nuggets. This is a throwaway game for me as well. I think, the first thing I think about is, when I look at remember Sacramento just played Denver last week. We were on Denver team total to go over. They won the second leg of a back-to-back. And now you got the opposite. Denver had just beat the Lakers. They had to go to Sacramento. And Sacramento stepped up in that spot and beat Denver. And now you got Denver at home off 2 losses playing against the Sacramento Kings. So it should be a, reverse to that. But Denver hasn't been profitable at home, just 12-13 straight up. They also been playing some pretty bad basketball, 6-3-1 again. 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10. Sacramento, still been, covering the number. I know they didn't cover last night, depending on when you got the number. If you got it early at a 4.5, they did not cover. But if you got the 5, they got to push. So 16-12-1 against the spread, 4-6 straight up in there, 4-6 against the spread in the last 10 games. And the injury report for this one, kind of keeps me off of this game because Detroit is the walking wounded. Denver is the walking wounded right now. Looks like Jamal Murray is a game time decision. Not sure if he's going to play. Unlikely to play. He is listed as doubtful. And then KCP also listed as doubtful as well. Denver doesn't have a lot of depth, man. I think that's the one, biggest flaw from the team that they had last year. I think that they're going to miss Bruce Brown a lot. And to me, it just doesn't feel like Christian Brown has played as well as he did in the playoffs. I expected him to step up this year. He really has not so far throughout the season. So now you got Reggie Jackson starting at point guard. Who's your backup point guard? Strother. He came back in the last game, and he's also on the injury report and tossed up to play. So I think Sacramento could keep this one close, but I can't get there with Sacramento, man. This could be a team that just, kind of waiting to get to the All-Star break as well. So like I said, super quick on that game. I don't really love anything at all. Denver has not defended the 3-point ball well, and that's all Sacramento wants to do. Their offense also isn't clicking at all. We just cashed the under between them and the Bucks. They scored like 90-something points in that game. So maybe you wait on the injury report. Not sure what to do with this game. Let's see. What are you guys seeing here? So going back to the chat real quick. AOD says he like Pistons on a money line. I don't know if I go that far, but best of luck if you get there with that one, AOD. Triple B says Booker over 8.5 in the first quarter he likes. Tariq says Durant just wants to smoke and chill after yesterday's game. Coop says Bill tweaked his hamstring. Doubt he plays. Yeah, I don't think he plays either, especially before the All-Star break. It makes more sense to give him a night off. You got a divisional win yesterday, and now you're playing against a non-conference opponent that has the worst record in the NBA on the second leg of a back-to-back before the All-Star break. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. You got to sit Bill in this spot. Tasha says she likes Detroit in the first half plus the 8.5. That I know they've been cashing because Tasha keep betting them. So maybe use that. Maybe use one of your free on that. AOD says Ivy's going for 40. It could be a big Ivy game, putting pressure, on that defense. Getting to the rim. I can see that as well. Coop reminding us that this is Monty Williams' first game back in Phoenix. Maybe they turn up in this spot for their coach. Darren likes the under in this game. Vaughn says Suns worst rated team versus centers over the last 2 weeks. For your Duran point, yeah, I think Duran has a big game tonight, man. I'm not playing any props, but could definitely see Duran, having a really big game. He's young, dude, like 19.5, man. He lives for these back-to-backs. He mobile, Tariq says Jamal Murray is a major key as well. He's on the IR, I think. Yeah, he is on the injury list for sure. Markel says lean heavy on Denver first half and full game. He likes him here in this spot. EQ says a lot of people on the Kings tonight. I haven't watched any betting content today outside when I had to go back and edit, but put the chapters in. But yeah, I'm not sure who's on what. But I hope whatever you play cash. I'm not playing the game. I know that for sure. SK says Fox 16 and 10 assists versus the Nuggets this season. Okay, so maybe you get there with Fox assists again. John likes KD. He says over 27.5 or 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. No idea, John, if I'm being honest with you. I will have to cap it a little bit more. Don't want to just tell you anything. Bond says when Duran faced the Blazers a few days ago, second worst rating, Duran put up 27 and 22. And when he faced the Kings, the game before, which has the third worst, he put up 20 and 15. So I know I said Duran, but y'all got me. I'm gonna write down Duran. Okay. Duran points plus rebounds, it sound like. Probably not gonna get there, but it makes a ton of sense to me. Chasing the bag he says that Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown ruled out. Makes a lot of sense, man. Why you just beat this team? You're the number one team in the Eastern Conference. Get a guy extra day of rest, man. Get a guy extra day of rest. Makes a lot of sense. Rob, $5 tip. $5 dono, man. He says, appreciate the looks as always. Appreciate you, Rob, for dropping that in the chat. Go Young DJ says, didn't Duran get benched last night? Only playing 21 points. Finished with 8 and 8. Definitely a bounce back spot for him tonight. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Markel. He said no. Nuggets first quarter, not full game. So he likes Nuggets early in this spot, and that probably is the best look. They have a much better net efficiency rating in the first quarter and first half than at home. That was something I looked at maybe like a week ago. So I can see that as well. All right, let's keep going. I think it's like 2 more games to get to maybe. Next game up. Yeah, only 2 more games. Lakers and Jazz. My LA Lakers got the win last night. Of course, big news in this one is no LeBron James, of course. He will be out in this game. Anthony Davis also listed as game time decision. You can be without Max Christie, Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent. All of those guys are out. Lakers needed that win last night. They need this win tonight as well, man. The Lakers are, I want to say, in 9th in the Western Conference, and Golden State is in 10th. So you need these wins, especially against a Utah team that plays no defense. You know, they're bottom 5 in defensive rating. They just traded away some key pieces. So now you got Keontae George in the starting lineup with Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, and Walker Kessler. This is a game where I think the Lakers can keep it close, man. I know the Lakers have not been good on the second leg of back-to-backs. I gave those numbers out yesterday. And real quick, let me just look at them so I can make sure I'm being transparent with you guys. So I want to say it was 1-7, 2-7, something like that. Of course, it wants to load slow now. Lakers are 3-6 straight up. What? Lakers are 3-6 straight up, 2-6-1 against the spread on the second leg of a back-to-back. 6-3 to the over. Maybe a Lakers team total over. What is that number? I'm just talking out loud. 116.5. The Jazz they're giving it up. They're not stopping anybody. I'm not sure how much defense the Lakers are going to play, but we just watched the Lakers play without LeBron James and Anthony Davis against the Boston Celtics, and they, were able to go and win that game, right? So I know it's, you're traveling to altitude. It's not the greatest spot because teams, one thing I've been tracking this year was teams actually playing. So if you're playing, if you're playing on the second leg of a back-to-back and you got to play against Utah in Utah, you're 0-3 straight up and against the spread, losing by an average of 16 points. So the three teams that had to play the Jazz on the second leg of a back-to-back in Utah are the Pelicans. They lost 100 to 105. The Pacers lost 105 to 132, and the Bucks lost 108 to 123. All three of those games went under. So this completely wipes out everything that I said. Now, granted, those Jazz teams were, they had a little bit more firepower. You don't have Fontecchio, of course. They traded Abaji as well. You don't have Kelly Olynyk. It's a really difficult game, man. I still think the Lakers can cover the spread, but it's not a play that I'm probably going to get there with. They did, didn't play, their starters full minutes, but I think as bad as the Jazz defense is, I think the Lakers have to keep the game close by playing defense in this one. Maybe a little bit slower pace. We know that they're top 5 in pace throughout the season. But to me, I just don't think the Jazz are going to be able to continue to score as many points as they were, as projected. We saw them go under in that last game against Golden State, stay well under their team total when we cashed them. And it's the first leg of a back-to-back for Utah as well. They do got a game against Golden State again tomorrow as well. I think that's worth mentioning also. So I lean under, I think, more than anything else. And I think that this total was going up. Strong looks towards, total probably going over. I did see some overs as well, but man, I just think the Lakers could potentially run out of gas in this spot. I think it's a third game in 4 nights for them as well. So no strong look on this game for me at all. Just wanted to kind of break it down with you guys, in person on doing it live. So let's see what you guys are talking about in this one. Mr. Steph says, I think KP going to have a big night. Kristaps Porzingis, he definitely could. What else? EQ says, he's talking to somebody else. Tasha says, I took that earlier, 116.5 over for the Lakers in this spot. So she likes them to score points. I could see that, Tasha. I could definitely see that. I just worry that they run out of gas. Maybe, in the first half, more so than the second half. But I can't lay points with the Jazz. I know that for sure. I'm not looking to lay points with the Jazz. Their defense has been bottom 5. They're giving it up. If the Lakers can somehow manage to hit some threes, guys like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, I think that they can keep this game close. You still got Anthony Davis down there, to play some defense. Jackson Hayes coming off the bench. Christian Wood, being able to step in and, play a little defense and knock down some perimeter shots. This team total could go over for sure, Tasha. I could definitely see that. Lil Gold Magikarp says he likes Rui Hachimura over his 14.5 points. And this makes a lot of sense, especially without no Bron. That usage is going to have to be there for sure. Like it a lot. And then I think we got one more game on the board, right? It's just one more? Yeah, Clippers and Golden State. And we've been on for an hour. So, Jesus, my throat hurt. So Clippers and Warriors. I gave out the under this morning. Total moved against me. I took it at 234.5. It's up to 236.5. I'm not real. If you wanted the Clippers, you get on them now, of course, because they are -3.5. They're +3.5 dog in this spot. And they are coming off back-to-back. I think back-to-back losses. They failed to cover 2 of their last 3 games as well. But this Warriors team, I'm not looking to bet against them right now. I do think that they're in desperation mode, playing their best brand of basketball at the right time. This is also an ESPN game. But for the people who don't know, Kawhi Leonard was ruled out yesterday. This line actually opened with the Warriors actually being 2-point dogs. Still got it written in my notes. And the total was at 235. It went down to 233.5, but then it came back up to 236.5. And I do think like I said, I think it's an under type game. First of all, you got double revenge for Golden State. This will be the third matchup of the season. The Clippers did win the first game. That game was, Golden State won the first game. That game was played in Golden State. The second two, the Clippers actually won both. I don't know if people remember, but one of them was the second game of the matchup. Paul George actually hit a jumper in Klay Thompson's face, and in the third matchup, Golden State did lose that matchup as well. But now you get a little bit of a wounded Clippers team coming in here. They have been playing defense 8-2 to the under in their last 10. Golden State also number one defensive rated team last 5 games. They're 7-3 to the under. And we talked about adding the Jazz team total under in the last game. I think that they're going to struggle to score in this spot as well. I like the under. I like the under a little bit more than everything else. You got Golden State on the first leg of a back-to-back. And this is more than a conference game. This is a divisional game. Lakers and Clippers, Lakers and Warriors. All of those are big conference games. So for all of those reasons, give me the under. I'll take it right now if I could at 236.5. But like I said, I'm already invested at 234.5. I just think the Lakers are, I think that without Kawhi, this Clippers offense could really struggle to get going. And I think Golden State still brings it on the defensive end to tie this, season series up at 2-2. So, like the Warriors didn't play him, but did get there on the under in this one. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Larry says, Chris, what's your best bet for today? For all the games. Tariq says he likes the Clippers plus 3.5. Tasha says 237. She says she likes Golden State here. I think I lean towards Golden State as well. I think they can win the game by multiple possessions, but like I said, I hate getting the worst of the numbers. So plus 1.5, plus 2 last night when the line first came out, I think it's probably the best number. But wouldn't surprise me if Golden State was able to keep it going here. Estat likes D'Angelo Russell over his points and assists. That makes a lot of sense tonight. Over his threes as well. So real quick, I talked about this the other day. When Golden State was playing against this same Utah Jazz team, I said, I don't think Klay is necessarily found it, but I do think that this will be a good game for Klay because I talked about those shot zones that the Utah Jazz really struggle to guard the three. Like all they do is play drop coverage, corner three, top, above the break three. They're giving it up left and right. So D'Angelo Russell loves to come down and just jack threes. This makes a lot of sense as that. Maybe even D'Angelo Russell threes, laddered maybe. I mean, they all make a lot of sense. D'Angelo Russell could be Klay Thompson from a couple games ago for sure, and keep them in. It also makes sense with Tasha saying that team total for the Lakers over 116.5. So these make a lot of sense to me, and I like those a lot. Probably not gonna play them, but they make a lot of sense to me. Tasha says Bet Rivers got a 237 on this Clippers and Warriors team total. Clippers and Warriors, and or asking for the best money line parlay in my opinion. So let's go back to what Larry said, and then I'll hit on what you talked about as well. Or so what's my best bets for today? I gave out 3 plays this morning. I took the Pacers minus the 4. Even though that number's down to 3 now, I still like it. I think they win the game. And I also, that total's still going up. It's at 246. That's crazy. So I took the Pacers. I only made 3 plays. I took the Pacers. I took the Charlotte Hornets plus 6. That number moved against me as well. And in this last game, I took the under at 234.5, and that one moved against me too. So if CLV is a thing, I might go 0-3. But if it's not, and we know it's not, I could go 3-0 tonight, man. Those are the only 3 plays that I played. As far as one best bet, Pacers. I think the Pacers get it done tonight. I'm cool with fading the Raptors. And as I say that, chasing the bag lets me know that Miles Turner got ruled out and Ben Mathurin got ruled out. So that's not good for my play at all, man. That is not good for my play at all. As I say, I like the Pacers probably a little bit more than anything else. Under 236, 237, whatever you can get in this game will probably be my best play. Other top looks that I have for you guys. Philly, Miami, over 225.5. If you guys were interested, I do strongly like the over in Philly and Miami. Indiana and Toronto, that total's probably going to move now. I probably wouldn't even play it now without Miles Turner because Indy might play a lot even more faster. But I did like the under 245. Chicago team total under 107.5. San Antonio team total under 115.5. This might be my second favorite look on the board. My first favorite look out of the ones that I haven't played. I just don't think Dallas giving up 116 points to San Antonio. 116.5 is a tad bit too high, too rich for me. Detroit plus 13.5. If I had to make two plays, those would probably be them. San Antonio team total under 115.5. Detroit plus 13.5. Those would be the two plays that I would play in today's game. And then I do like the Lakers team total that Tasha mentioned, over 116.5. So those would be the plays for me. Or back to the money line wise, and it's difficult, man. Like these teams they don't really care about. I don't think that a lot of them care about this game for tonight. But if I had to put together a money line parlay, it would be. I don't think you can trust the. I really like the Knicks plus the points, but not with all those guys rolled out. No Dante DiVincenzo. No Hardenstein. So it'd be Orlando on the money line. I'll probably just do two. Like if you take Orlando and Cleveland, I think you should probably get close to plus money or even money. Those would be the two for me. I don't think the Cavs gonna lose back-to-back games. They own this Chicago team. Real quick, let me put that in real quick and see what the odds are. Let me just see what the odds are real quick. I don't like playing a lot of. I don't like combining stuff. If I'm being honest with you guys, a lot of people know that already. I'm not a big parlay guy, but if I had to play, just two, I think that would be the way I'd be looking. Let's see if I can get logged in real quick. I want to see what the odds are real quick because I might end up playing that. I'm glad you asked, Dor. Let's see. So Orlando and Cleveland. Minus 107. Nice little two-legger. Nice little two-leg parlay. Minus 107 on at least on Bet365 it is. Will be my favorite parlay look. Yeah, I'm not in the land any of those big numbers. 76ers money line, SSX says no, I'm not. I mean, 76ers should win. I'm not messing with Miami, man. Not messing with Miami at all. If they were able to find a way, wouldn't surprise me. If they got smoked tonight, wouldn't surprise me either. But I do like this two-leg money line parlay, Orlando and Cleveland today, though. I do like that a lot. Nini says, Bulls struggle to score? Absolutely. I went over that. If you want to go back to that game, I do think that they struggle to score. All their shot zones that they like to shoot the ball from, the Cavs are elite. Cavs also coming off a loss as a favorite, and they're almost a double-digit favorite again in this spot. Bulls also scored 91 and 96 points in the last two games against them. So even more evidence that the Bulls really struggle to score against this Cleveland Cavaliers defense. Ladoko TV says, Chris, what are your thoughts on D'Angelo Russell under his points tonight? I just kind of talked about this. Would only be taking D'Angelo Russell to go over. I'm not taking anybody under, first and foremost, against the Utah Jazz. Y'all don't got enough money to pay me for that. So it'd be over, but nothing for me. Triple B says Orlando and Cleveland on the money line on FanDuel is plus 107. I mean, plus 100. So that's even better odds. No worries, Lidoko. You can go back and watch it if you want to. But yeah, I do like this Orlando and Cleveland money line parlay at plus 100. I think Orlando gets the job done today. And I think Cleveland does as well, plus 100. I'm probably going to end up playing that. We'll see how it goes. Let's go over to and real quick, what I got left for you guys. Just top looks. Like I said, these were the three plays that I played already. Probably gonna end up adding a couple more. Oh, I did play that Wizards team total under. Forgot to mention that because I didn't write that one down. I just played it immediately. Wizards team total under 110.5 is what I think the number that we got it at on Bet365. So resources, if you guys are interested to know where I cap the games from, what I'm using to to get all my data. I am also working on a model as well to kind of simplify this stuff for myself. I'll be working on that over the break. And that's it, man. If you guys are still watching, hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Best of luck on all your action. And the link to my plays, if you guys are interested, live plays, pre-match plays are all listed in the description. You also could join as a member by using that, link in the description as well. So let's go to the comment. Let's go to some sharp handicappers over in the Twitter space. Let's go, Dream. Dream, what's up, my brother? How you?
I'm doing great, my guy. Can't complain, man. Hopefully people tell the Drew Holiday looks I gave out here yesterday with cash.
The 8-8, okay.
I had an 8. Well, yeah, I gave out this 8 and 8 separately, and it's double too. And it's a good spot. Well, not a good spot, but the same spot tonight. So you want to run that back. Not the double, but I was able to get his 8 assists at 500. I played the 400, but I'll give you all my straight bet and a couple looks, man. I kind of took it easy for me. Not really took it easy, but I threw like a lot of crazy lottos out there because I think it's gonna be. I'm sure you touched on this. This is like that day, your last day at work before you got a week vacation.
That's a fact.
Bahamas plan, and it's like I don't even want to fucking go to work today. Like, goddamn, And then if you on the road, that's like saying, all right, when I get off work, I gotta drive 4 hours out of town, come back, then get on my flight. Now you really don't want to go to work, so. I won't be surprised if we see a bunch of guys sitting, if we see a bunch of blowouts and all that. So I just want to preface what I'm about to say with that. But with that being said, man, De'Aaron Fox, I gave out his double-double on the timeline 5 days ago, same exact spot for the same exact reasons, and I'll give it out again, plus 1,400. So I don't remember the exact cap, but something like he got 10 assists in 4 of his last 6 games, 5 of his last 6 games versus the Nuggets. Don't know why. Obviously, it's the way they guard them, matchup. I don't know. But I gave out his 8 and his 10 last week. His 8 was plus 1,000. His 10 was plus 1,900. The 8 isn't as good now, so I wouldn't play that. It's plus 450, but you can still get the double-double at plus, what I get that to that? Plus 1,400. So yeah, I think that is worth a look. I think Harden triple-double is worth a look as well. He's been chasing triple-doubles. We've been playing his 8 rebounds and putting them in blow money bets, and they've been cashing. I think maybe not the last couple games, but he had a nice streak where he was getting a bunch of rebounds, chasing triple doubles. With Kawhi being out, obviously more rebound opportunities. So his line moved up from, it's been 4.5. Now it's 4.5. I mean, now it's 5.5, even some 6.5 somewhere. So they kind of hit to it, but I still think this is a night where you get a vintage Harden performance where he's either going to score 30 points on 5 or 6 threes, or he's going to be chasing the triple-double. Kawhi Leonard had 8 and 7 rebounds the 3 games that they played Golden State this year already. And he's out tonight, so obviously more rebounds available, so Harden triple-double. And last but not least, I just locked this in because I thought it was a really good value. So, and kind of bear with me here. It's a first basket round robin party, okay? Jalen Brunson, Pascal Siakam, Victor Wembanyama, and Dylan Brooks. Now, Dylan Brooks, I put him to be the first person on his team to score, and I put this on my timeline, by the way. But I put him as like the first player on his team to score, just in case Jaren Jackson Jr. win the tip. But he's going back in Memphis for the second time, so I won't be surprised if they run the first play of the game for him. Pascal Siakam, I'd be shocked if they don't run the first play of the game for him. Carlisle's an old school coach, so I expect him to run a play for Siakam coming off the tip. Hopefully they win it against Hurdle. I know boy just got ruled out. Don't matter. They bet back up Isaiah Jackson. He should win the tip. Brunson aged well. I gave it out before all these guys got ruled out, but I just think Brunson and all of them was mad about last game, so I think it's a good spot for him to come out shooting. Maybe he gets the first basket. And Wembanyama, he takes a lot of their first. Well, he always touches the ball in their first possession. It's either a shot or a pass to the corner for 3 when he's double teamed. So hopefully he gets the ball, shoots it, and makes it. That's a plus 130. But I round robin did by 2s. I did put like obviously a little bit on if it hit all 4. But you can round robin it by 2s, and if 2 of them hit, you get a pretty good payout. So Pascal's at plus 750, Brunson 430, Wemby 430, and Dylan Brooks is at a plus 450. Didn't play any of them separate except for Pascal. Appreciate it, my guy.
Absolutely, Dream got the looks, bro. He got the looks. He trying to get paid before the All-Star break. I like it, Dream. I like it a lot, man. Shoot your shot, bro. Shoot your shot, man. Let's go. And best of luck to Dream as well. Appreciate you for sharing the looks, Dream. And y'all be sure to check Dream YouTube channel out as well. Blunt Money Bets, man. Always giving out, some crazy looks over there. They be cashing. Just you handicap the game a little bit different than me. Definitely finds a lot of value. Let's go, Ben. What's up, Ben?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself? What's going on?
Doing good. Like Deborah was saying, tonight can be a crazy, weird night. So, we got to be a little more selective. Or, if you want to shoot for the stars, talk anyone else in Colorado.
Preach.
I think I got a couple good looks tonight. First, I picked Denver to be winning at the end of the quarter. It's a FanDuel option at plus 190. Denver's coming off two really, really bad losses, and they catch Sacramento. Off a tough game last night. Obviously, going into the All-Star break, we don't know what kind of motivation there is for every team, but we do know that championship level teams don't like getting blown out. Obviously, Sacramento blew them out last week as a 1.5 point favorite, I believe. And all of a sudden, we see the line flip all the way back to Denver minus 5.5, minus 6, depending. What it opened up each individual book, but I saw some 5s and 6s. To me, that just screams a Denver, blowout spot. I did play them at the minus 5.5, minus 6. I know a lot of people have, mixed opinions on that, but I think if Denver does cover that, I think it's early. I think it's often. Obviously, it's pretty well chronicled how good the Jokic minutes are. And I think playing the plus 190 is a way to take advantage of those 11 or 12 Jokic first quarter minutes. If you want plus money instead of just taking the first quarter spread. Then another play I'm on is Nurkic over 8.5 rebounds. I didn't believe my eyes when I saw that line. He's averaging 11.6 rebounds at home this year. He's got pretty drastic road home splits. He's averaging 11.6 rebounds at home this year when Booker and Durant play. When Booker and Durant play, obviously, he doesn't have quite the scoring load. And I just interpret that as he's able to use more of his energy on rebounding rather than scoring. He's over 8.5 rebounds in 9 of his last 10 home games with Durant and Booker. And I love playing big men who are rested against teams who are unrested. So that's my 2 plays I'll share.
Okay. Hey, sound like you did your homework, Ben, and sound like really two really good looks, man. Did you Ben, real quick? Did you at all think about Nurkic double, or you just like the rebounds a little bit more?
I did put 1.5 units on it, minus 130 on 8.5 rebounds, and I put a half unit on his double at plus 185. He's got 6 double doubles in his last 10 home games.
Okay.
So, whenever I play a big man over his rebounds, as long as the rebound number is below 10, I'm gonna play his double also.
Right. No, that's a fact. Okay, I like it, Ben. Best of luck tonight, man. Appreciate you sharing the looks.
No problem. You too.
All right, let's go. We got a couple new people. I'm gonna try to get up just real quick. John, I think it's your first time on the show, man. Welcome up. Well, nah, you back to a speaker now. Never mind. Tried to get you up, didn't connect. Oh no, you are connected. John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm up here, bro.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Everything's good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You got something for the people? What you looking at tonight?
It was more of a question I wanted to ask you. I know you said you were big on the Pacers tonight. I don't know if you spoke on this before I hopped in, but just the news of Benedict Mathurin and Miles Turner being out tonight, and Tyrese Halliburton being a game-time decision. I didn't know if you were aware of that. Worries me a little bit. We all know this Toronto team isn't very good to begin with, but I felt like you were pretty strong on that Pacers take, so just was making sure you were aware of the lineup they got out there.
Yeah, no, I did see it. I mean, it does concern me a little bit because they're a much better team with, Miles Turner on the floor than with him off the floor. I'm pretty sure if I go look at the numbers, it'll, he's going to be better. But I capped it, of course, with Miles Turner being in. Of course, I would have, I would have waited. This was a play that I was actually looking at this last night because I saw the quote come out from Tyrese Halliburton. But I mean, regardless, I kind of gave out the, I gave out the numbers for, how well this team, how bad Toronto has been. And like I said, I preface this by saying I do think Toronto will take this game a little bit more serious than they did, the San Antonio game where they scored 99 points and gave up 122. But if you're giving up 122 because your defense is bottom 5 over the last, 10, 15, 5 games, I'm not sure how much the Pacers can score. We know that they're the number one offense in the league. So even if they just, run this Toronto team off the floor, I do still think that they can win. Of course, you can get a much better number now. I think it's all the way down to 2.5, but we're talking about a 1.5 difference. So I just need them to win by 2 possessions, and I'm still cool with my position on the play. But I would much rather have a 2.5. And the only way I'm betting the game, even without those guys being in, I'm still taking the Pacers in this spot. So those are my thoughts. I appreciate you for asking, though, John.
Yeah, definitely. And last part, what's your thoughts on this Rockets line being awfully short tonight against this bad Memphis team?
I just don't think, first and foremost, that you can be laying, the Rockets should never. I mean, I'm not sure how many teams they should be a road favorite against, like in the NBA specifically. But I will say this: I talked about this at the beginning. I don't like the Rockets without Fred VanVleet. I think I'll just wait to bet them after he comes back. But as a road favorite this season, they are 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. They beat the Grizzlies 103-96 back on December 15th. They beat the Pistons 112-110, and they beat the Hornets 138-104. So granted, I know, the Grizzlies been losing games left and right. I'm not buying what the Grizzlies are selling anymore. I just think that their defense is, kind of falling back down to earth, and their offense is terrible. They're bottom 5 in pretty much every statistical category. So, as a home dog, they have been covering, at a nice rate, but they are just 7-10 against the spread. They failed to cover 2 of their last 3 games. Got smoked by the Pelicans. Well, no, I wouldn't say got smoked by the Pelicans, but only scored 96 points in that game. The Rockets have enough defenders in this spot. I just, I worry about if I'm playing the game, I'm only put it like this. If I'm playing the game, I'm only playing the Rockets. I'm not playing the Grizzlies at all. I just feel like they don't have enough. The Rockets have more NBA players. You still got Sengun and, Jalen Smith and Jabari Smith Jr., Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. I think that they can win the game by possession on the road in Memphis. I'll just put it like that, John.
All right, great. And the last part I have is just one play I'm on big tonight. I like the Cavs team total at 114.5 at home. Even in the losing effort, they've covered this number in their last 7 games. So I don't see why they don't cover this number at home tonight. Versus Chicago, I know they're coming off a loss, but they had won 16 of the previous 17 games. So I think being back at the house coming off a loss tonight, there's no reason why they shouldn't hit the 115 mark. Like I said, even in the 2 losses they did surpass that number. So that's my best look for tonight. And I'm going to drop back down to a listener. Appreciate you for having me up.
Absolutely, John. Best of luck, bro. I think that's a pretty good play as well. I like that look a lot. Let's go redemption. And then let's see, we might have time to get one more up. I like trying to get new people up. What's up, Redemption? How you, bro?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, man. I won't complain. Won't complain at all. What you liking for today?
Okay. I'm on Vince Williams Jr. again. I'm on his assist. It's at 4.5. He's covered in the last 5 games. He's covered 4 out of 5. He has 15 potential assists. I honestly don't understand why his line hasn't jumped yet. I've been playing it a lot lately, and he's been covering, so I'm just going to run it back. I actually laddered it up to 8, so that's what I'm officially on. And then I got a lotto for the people as always. It's a double-double lotto. I got Josh Hart, De'Aaron Fox, and D'Angelo Russell all to record a double-double. 3 legs for it's stupid odds. I'm not even going to say the odds. It's stupid odds.
Say it one more time, Redemption. Who you got?
Josh Hart,
okay,
De'Aaron Fox, and then D'Angelo Russell. 3 legs.
3 legs. Okay. What's the odds? I'm interested.
It is 15,408.
Okay. Okay. Hey, so nice little lot. Only 3 legs, though. Only 3 legs.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that be cashing. Okay. Hey, best of luck. I know Fox be getting the assist against Sacramento. Against Denver. And you picked a good spot for D'Lo too, because he's playing against one of the worst defenses in the league. So
I do want to say that. So if anybody want to play that as a straight, that's a good straight. I'll probably take it too. So.
D'Angelo Russell as a straight double. Okay, I can see it. I can definitely see it. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Redemption. I hope you cash tonight, bro.
Hey, appreciate you always putting me on, Chris.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Shiesty, I think it's your first time up, man. If you connected, wanted to hear from you. What's going on? How you doing? Going once, going twice. So to the man with the braids. I guess Shiesty is not connected with us, but that's all. It's all good, man. Like I said, if you join late.
No, I'm up. I didn't know you pulled me up. Bro.
Okay, yeah, nah, you've been up for a minute, man. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
What you liking for tonight, man? Talk to us.
I like Halliburton double.
Okay.
Pace game.
Okay.
I like him for a double. And Sabonis, the Kings play later on tonight. I like him for a double.
Okay.
Trae Young. Because, like, you really get these people lines are like at 9. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take them for a double because it's the payout is more.
Okay, so you got a little double part. You played them straight, or you put all of them together?
I'm gonna run them all together on the DFS app.
Okay, so Holly, Sabonis, and Trae Young all to record a double tonight as well. Okay, I couldn't talk you off, man. I mean, all of them, average a double. So I could not talk you off, man. It could be a nice little double parlay.
I was probably gonna say Devin Booker threes in the Suns game.
Okay.
I was gonna take him for four threes.
Over 3.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Those are my just locks for the day.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, Shiesty. I hope you cashing, bro.
So appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. So I think we did a pretty good job with the card. 13 games, a lot on the table. We've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. It's still time to go back and, listen to whatever game you want to hear the breakdown on. If you want to skip straight to my official plays or, my top looks, or straight to Twitter if you join late on Twitter. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, hit the like button for me on your way out. We will be back tomorrow. I will break down the games for tomorrow, tonight. Probably do a night show. If not, I'll be back early in the morning, probably 6:30, 7 o'clock a.m. We'll go through the games then. And tomorrow's the last day, man. Get that much needed break. I'm excited, just to kind of take a couple days off, man. So best of luck on all your action today. Like I said, hit the like button for me on your way out. Bet responsibly. Enjoy the games. Catch you guys again tomorrow.